Hello, loved ones, good people of the world. Thanks for checking out Jerry Hahn's SR TV. So right now, I'm riding and listening to some more of Myron Golden. Right now, he's talking about, in this video, he's talking about achieving your goals. And if you guys want to see the full video, go to How to Actually Achieve Your Goals by Myron Golden on his YouTube channel. All right, let's start listening to a few minutes of it.
On this video today, I'm going to talk to you about the goal anxiety trap and why setting goals can be dangerous, damaging, and destructive if you don't do it the wrong way. If you don't do it the right way. So, what if I told you that most people don't fail because they don't set goals, but they actually fail because they do? They write dreams on a piece of paper and call it a plan. They define outcomes without defining actions. You don't need more goals. You need a system of inputs that guarantees outputs, with or without motivation. Let me show you how you can reverse engineer any goal you have before you even get started. Because I used to hate you. Some of you have heard me talk about it. Like, goal setting is a terrible idea. Y'all, how many of y'all have heard me say that? Like, goal setting is a terrible idea.
Yeah, he's saying like goal setting is a terrible idea. But me, I love following also Bob Proctor. May he rest in peace, rest in paradise, rest in heaven. He talked about putting your goals on a card and putting the card in your pocket. You have a goal card. You write down your goals of what you want to achieve in life, what you would like to do in life, where you would like to be at, you know, your destiny. Those are some of your goals. And Bob Proctor's like, put it on a card, carry the card with you. You know, you read the card. So it's basically, to me, I would say a goal is a plan. What are the plans that you have that you would like to achieve or you would like to complete? All right, let's listen some more to Myron Golden on achieving goals.
Well, I don't believe. And I really believe that with every fiber of my being, because most of the people that I know who are, quote, goal motivated and goal setters, most of them, they say they desire this incredible outcome that they never do anything to work towards. And I'm like, this is dumb. And then they feel badly because they didn't do it, and they start beating themselves up. And so now goal setting becomes anticlimactic. In fact, it becomes demotivating instead of motivating. I've seen so many people like just think that this wishful thinking of some desired fantasy.
Anticlimactic. That was a good one. We're gonna have to look that one up. You guys look it up. Leave a comment on the definition for that one.
They have neither idea nor intention to act upon is somehow going to magically produce a result. It's insanity. And so I thought goal setting was the problem. Until I had a conversation in this very same studio with a very good friend of mine who's also one of the most brilliant thinkers that I've ever met and one of the best authors I've ever met, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. We were talking about goals. And I realized there's a different perspective on goals other than having a bunch of desires, wishful thinking, things that I write on a piece of paper that remind me every day that I'm not there, by the way, when I'm reading them out loud 7 times a day. Can I get a witness? And I realized that Ben doesn't look at goals like that. While we were having this conversation, I'm thinking, okay, there's a different way to do this. By the way, he's the first person I've ever met in my life that used goals in a way that makes sense to me. I'm like, okay,
Does making goals make sense to y'all? Say, for instance, I'd like to buy 2 more $500,000 homes in the year of 2026. So I would write that down or put it on my vision board, and I would start doing the things that it would take in order to purchase these properties. Let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about that part of it. Setting goals. All right, let's get back into some more Myron Golden.
And so basically what I realized in our conversation was that goal setting goals doesn't have to be a thing where you put a bunch of stuff on a list, you got a wish list that you think is an action plan. It's not that. It doesn't have to be that. It can literally be the point at which you start to reverse engineer any outcome. Now, if you're using goals like that, I celebrate you, my peeps. But if you're not, yeah, you might want to change that. Today, I'm going to show you what I call the real goal method. But I'm going to give you an illustration first of how I believe most people do it. Okay? So, my man JQP, John Q. Public. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, so there's a cloud. And JQP, my dude, he's down here. He's got his paper in that hand, his pen in that hand. He writes down his goals. That he looks up. He's like, oh yeah, this is great. He's like, I'm gonna have this, and then he has a calendar over here. And I want to accomplish this by this date. Right? I'm gonna get all this stuff by this date. And he reads them out loud every day, and then goes back and does the same thing he did every other day. And he wonders why nothing happens. So, as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about how. Have you ever thought about how everything, how so many things in life are a microcosm or a picture of the relationship between heaven and earth and the relationship between earth and heaven? Have you thought about that before? Because heaven gives earth meaning, but earth gives heaven expression. And so what I'm realizing about this goal thing is most people who set goals, they're getting meanings from desired outcomes. In fact, we're going to call this desired outcomes.
So you guys, you set the goal and you have your meanings for it. So if you want to buy a new car this year or next year, or you want to start saving money up so you can process, the new business that you want to do, say if it's a restaurant, if it's a gym, if it's a recovery center, have you set a goal for that? Have you made a plan for that? So I've been following Myron Golden now for about a good 6 or 7 months on his YouTube channel. I believe he's also on Instagram, maybe even TikTok too, but he puts out a lot of really good information. So if you guys want to see more on what he posts, make sure you go to his YouTube channel. It's at Myron Golden on YouTube, and you guys can check out the rest of that video. It's how to actually achieve your goals. It's how to actually achieve your goals by Myron Golden. All right, y'all. Peace.
Jerry Hines,